I'm meteorologist Peter Chan at the National Weather Service for Alaska statewide weather on this Sunday, October 5th. There's an area of low pressure currently that's come inland from Bristol Bay and it's crossing the western arm of the Alaska Range up through south central areas into the western Gulf. And as this energy shifts eastward, rain will continue to overspread the northern northeastern Gulf Coast and through the Panhandle. So expect a wet night there with breezy conditions along the northeastern Gulf Coast, especially from Yakutat down through the Panhandle. Further inland, still some strong gusty winds. Southeast to south winds could still gust up to around 50 miles an hour into early this evening in through parts of the Alaska Range, especially Isabel Pass. And coming up for later Tuesday night and during the day on Wednesday, there will be a high wind watch because a strong front will be approaching from the west. And winds along the Alaska Range passes and ridgelines could gust 70 miles an hour as we get into Wednesday and Wednesday night. And that's all in response to a strong area of low pressure that will be tracking up through the western Bering early this week with a front arcing ahead of it. This front will have at least gale force winds with perhaps some storm force gusts as it pushes its way inland along the YK deltas and then extending all the way up along the northwest Arctic coast, getting past the Lisburn Peninsula all the way to Utqiagvik. As a result, we do have coastal flood watches in effect from just east of Utqiagvik all the way down along the west coast, including St. Lawrence Island and Kuskokwim Bay, and starting for some areas there Tuesday morning and afternoon and lingering up into Thursday, especially along the northwestern Arctic coast up there toward Wainwright and just east of Utqiagvik. This is a pretty healthy storm system, one in a series, and it's also going to pump in some very mild air across the west side of the state along with these gusty winds and rainfall. Temperatures are expected to average above normal across much of the mainland with very wet and mild conditions prevailing across western Alaska into the western interior as we go through the middle of October. So this pattern is rather entrenched and we'll continue to see an occasional area of low pressure and a frontal system work its way north and eastward across the Bering and the Aleutian chain. Coming up here on Monday evening, we do have the full moon. For Alaska statewide weather, I'm Peter Chan.